Welcome back everyone. Network Exploit here. I am Paspati Bania. I will be the mentor in this video. In this video we are going to talk about the dynamic routing protocol. In dynamic routing protocol there are different kind of routing protocol, and from the different kind of routing protocol we are talking especially going to making the video about the routing information protocol. Routing protocol or the RIP. Either the people call the RIP or the routing information protocol. RIP is the short form of routing information protocol, and in this video we'll be talking about the theory related to the routing information protocol. And this video will be in two part. First part will be the part that I will explain each and every detail about theory about the routing information protocol, and part 2 I will be explaining, or I will be doing the practical demonstration of routing information protocol. And let's start this video, guys. And in the theory, you might know some of the theory related to the routing information protocol, and the type of routing information protocol, and the difference between routing information protocol and the timer and the routing information type, and the timer routing information timer, and the difference between RIP, that stands for routing information protocol 1 version 1, and RIP2 routing information protocol version 2. And you also know some of the difference between, but don't worry guys, I'll be if you don't know, it's okay, I'll be explaining theory part of routing information protocol in this video. Okay. And the first things that in routing information protocol, it is distance vector protocol. Routing information protocol is distance vector protocol. Okay, you need to understand that this is the very important point, that in 6 exam or in your internal exam, these questions might arise, that the routing information protocol is distance vector protocol or not. Okay, distance uh, distance vector protocol. Okay. Routing information protocol is distance vector protocol, and the routing information protocol uses hop count for primary metric. Okay, to count primary metric, it uses hop count. Okay, it uses count for primary metric. Okay. Routing information protocol uses hop count for primary metric, and AD, which stands for administrative distance, administrative distance, or in short form we can also call it AD. What's the AD value of routing information protocol? The administrative distance value or AD value of routing information protocol is 120. And each routing information protocol router maintain routing table. Okay, this is also an important point. Okay? Each routing information protocol router maintain routing table. Okay? And the next point on the routing information protocol is that each router broadcast is every 30 seconds to their nearest router and give update. Okay, each router broadcast is every 30 seconds to their nearest router and give update. Okay, each router broadcast in every 30 seconds to give the update to the nearest router. Either it is either in that path any another the new router have added or not, either in that path any path between the two router is broken or not. Okay, give the update it give the update to the nearest router. Okay, and what the another point is, it forwards the traffic in AT value. And the next point is, it always forward the traffic in administrative value. That means if the router 1 and router 2 and router 1 and router 3, it always the good thing is that we can manipulate the administrative distance value, which is by default is 120, but the administrative distance value between the two router or the two count is less, which is more preferable in the selection of the routing path. So it always forward the traffic in administrative distance or AD value. Okay, but the next point is, it forward or will route up to 15 count. What are the limited opcount for routing information protocol? If someone asks you that, then you must answer that the the limitation of the routing information protocol count is 15, and it will be always forward the packet up to the 15 hop count. If we exceed the hop count above 15, then it will decide that the path is the path is broke, or the path is unlimited. It only have the capacity to forward the route up to 15 hop count. And this these are the some information about the routing information protocol. Further, that type of routing information protocol, there are two type of routing information protocol, and they are, there are two type of routing information protocol. RIP, they are RIP version 1 and RIP version 2. Okay, we have two type of routing information protocol, that is RIP version 1 and version 2 in IPv5, and another one is called ripping, that is in IPv6. And don't worry, I will explain both about RIP version 1 and RIP version 2, and I also be explaining about the ripping or RIP version 3. Okay, it is the routing information protocol table, that the routing protocol 1 version 1, routing protocol version 2, and routing protocol version 3. Okay, routing protocol version 3 is also known as ripping protocol. Ripping protocol is used in IPv6, so that's why I have to leave that routing protocol version 1. There are two type of routing protocol: routing protocol version 1 and version 2, because it is in IPv4. So that's why in IPv4 there is only two type of routing protocol: information protocol RIP version 1 and version 2, and in IPv6 we use routing protocol version 3, that called ripping. Let's talk more about the routing information protocol version 1. Okay, before going before going that let let me give you the some information about the routing information protocol version 1 and the routing information protocol version 2. Okay, I will be preparing this slide, so I will upload this slide to my Facebook group that called Information Technology. That means network exploit. It previously known as Information Technology Helpdesk Online. So recently I have changed my YouTube, my Facebook name from Information Technology Helpdesk Online to network exploit. Okay, listing another list and move. Okay, that we will look. What is RIP version 1? REAP version 1 is also known as classful routing protocol. Okay, REAP version 1 is also known as classful routing protocol. Why it is known as classful routing protocol? REAP version 1. Why REAP version 1 is known as classful routing protocol? Because it does not send the information of subnet max to its routing update. Because routing information protocol version 1 do not send the information of subnet max in its routing table, so it is known as classful routing protocol. Okay, and I'll be writing the theory. REAP version 1 is an OWN known as simply classful routing uh, protocol. Classful routing protocol because 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 it does not send any information subnet mask in its because it did not send REAP version 1 routing protocol doesn't send the information to the subnet mask in its routing protocol. Okay, routing update. So it is known as classful routing protocol. REAP version 2 is also known as a classful routing information protocol. Because it sends the information of subnet mask in its routing updates. And this is the difference between what is called REAP version 2, also known as class classless routing protocol, because it sends information to subnet mask in its routing update. As you know that REAP version 2, REAP routing information protocol version 2, also known as classless routing protocol, because it sends the information to subnet mask in its routing table. This is the major difference between the REAP version 1 and version 2. And one thing I forgot to tell you about that, there is also one thing I like to add in this routing protocol, is that routing information protocol is the application layer protocol. Okay, it is application layer protocol. REAP version RIP routing information protocol is also known as application layer protocol. It belongs to this kinds of question might be arise that the routing information protocol layer is the which layer protocol. That's like routing information protocol belongs to like TCP. It is a protocol of application layer, transport layer, session layer, that might be physical layer, and that this is the question. I have to select the right answer, that the application layer protocol. Okay, REAP is application layer protocol. Okay, and here is the comparison between the routing information protocol version 1, routing information protocol version 2, and the routing information protocol version 3, also known as RIPing, which is used in IPv6. And first of all, we will talk about the we will compare the routing information protocol version 1 and routing information protocol version 2 and the routing information protocol version 3. we'll compare each and every just like as I already told you that writing protocol version 1 will send update is broadcast routing information protocol send update is broadcast, and in routing information protocol version 2 send update is multicast multicast, and as in routing information protocol ripping, and it also send update is multicast. Okay, read version 2 and version 3 send the updates of routing in routing information protocol is a multicast, and in read version 1 it send update is broadcast. Okay, and the second comparison between the read version 1, version 2, version 3. In version 1 routing information protocol version 1, it will broadcast it broadcast it 255.255.255.255. Okay, it will broadcast it read version 1 routing information protocol version 1 broadcast it 255.255.255.255, and as in routing information protocol version 2 it will multicast multicast it 224.0.0. okay, and it will multicast. Okay, multicast it 224.0.0.0. as we know that RIP version 3 also known as ripping protocol, and it is IPv6 routing information protocol, so it will multicast multicast it will multicast it FF 0 to 9. Okay, it will multicast it. Why? Because RIP and shipping can only run on IPv6 network. Okay, because the RIP version 3 RIP shipping. Okay, RIP version 3 ripping you use multicast 8 FF0 to 9, and it can only run in IPv6 network. And the next comparison in in routing information protocol version 1 is it doesn't support AUTHEN authentication of immediate update in just a message. Okay, RIP version 1 doesn't support authentications of update message. Okay, in RIP version 2 what is support AUTHEN authentications of update message. Authentication message. Okay, and the authentications of RIP version 2. Okay, RIP version 2 update message, and in RIP version 3 also known as ripping and it do not support any kind of authentication. Okay, none. as in 4 it's in routing information protocol version 1, and it support class full routing protocol. CRASS classful routing protocol. Okay. It supports classful routing protocol as in deep RIP version 2. It supports classless. Okay. Classless routing protocol. Okay. Protocol. And it support CRASS classful ROUT protocol. As we in RIP version 2, it supports both classless and classful routing protocol. And in RIPing routing information protocol RIP version 3, it supports CLA classless updates are sent. Only classless updates are sent in RIP RIP version 3. And again, routing information protocol version 1, RIP version 1, and authentication. We do not have any kind of authentications in RIP RIP version 1. Authentications. We do not have any authentications in RIP version 1, but in RIP version 2 we have authentication. Authentications. Authentications AUTHENTICATION authentication. It supports authentications like in plain and MD5 IPv4. Okay, what are the authentications supported by the RIP version 2 is plain authentication plain and MD5 IPv4. Okay, not that means RIP version 1 and 2 support routing information protocol version 4. So we don't need to write that body on the authentication. It support plain authentication and MD5 authentications. Okay, and in RIP version 3 we do not have any kind of authentications, so we'll none. And again in routing information protocol version 1 RIP 1, it is supported by IPv4, and routing protocol version 2, that is RIP version 2, it is also supported by IPv4, but RIP RIP version 3 RIPing is only supported by the IPv6. And what are the port used by the RIP version 1? It uses UDP. So it uses port 520. Okay, RIP version 1 use UDP, user datagram protocol, and it use port is 520. Okay, but in RIP RIP version 2 UDP, it also supports UDP port and 520. As we know that both the RIP version 1 and version 2 are supporting UDP which uses port 520. Okay, but in RIP version 3 RIPing it use UDP, but it use port 521. Okay, and this is the difference between the RIP version 1 and RIP version 2 and RIP version 3. And this is the comparison. This is a difference and the comparison both between the routing information protocol version 1, version 2 and version 3. As you can see here, RIP version 1, RIP version 2, RIP version 3. And RIP version 1 will support sending updates as broadcast. RIP version 2 will send update as multicast. RIP version 3 send update as multicast. And RIP version 1 broadcast at 255.255.255.255, and RIP version 2 it will multicast at 224.0.0.0, and RIP version 3 will multicast at FF02.9 and it will support the, it is only supported by the IPv6 network. And in RIP version 1 it does not support authentications update message. And RIP version 2 it support authentications, okay. It support authentications of RIP version 2 update message, okay. And we do not have any authentication support in RIP version 3, as we know that RIP version 1 support classful routing protocol, and RIP version 3 support both classless and classful routing protocol. And in RIP version 3 it only send the classless update, okay. And in routing protocol version 1, RIP version 1, there is no any kind of authentications. But in RIP version 2 there is authentication in plain or in MD5. And in RIP version 3 or RIPing, we do not have any kind of authentication, so we have right now. And both RIP version 1 and RIP version 2 are supported by the IPv4, but IPv6 are only supported by RIP version 3 RIPing. And as you know that both RIP version 1 and RIP version 2 use UDP port 520, okay. And the only RIP version 3 RIPing use UDP port 521. These are the comparison between the Priority Information Protocol version, okay. And next what we will be doing is that we will be talking about the RIP timer. And what are the RIP timer, what does it mean, okay. And I will talk everything in details, like RIP timer. RIP timer, there are different kind of RIP timer. There are 4 kind of RIP timer in Routing Information Protocol. So what are the type of timer in RIP? And there are 4 kind of timer in RIP. They are UPDX update timer, update timer, invalid timer, and hold down timer, hold down timer, and flush timer. There are 4 kind of timer in RIP, Routing Information Protocol, and they are update timer, invalid timer, hold down timer, and flush timer. And what is the default? Default, okay. What is the default time for the update timer? What's the time? Don't worry, I will be in next video, and this is part 1, and in part 2 I'll be explaining the details, okay, by doing practical. And what is the default timer of update, okay. Default timer update timer, okay, its default value is 30 seconds. Second is the default value of update timer. It will take 30 seconds to update any information in the network uses by the network which use routing information protocol, okay. And the invalid timer, it will take 180 seconds. Okay. Invalid timer, it will take 180 seconds. And in the hold down timer will take 180 seconds. And they both invalid timer and hold down timer will take 180 seconds. As in flush, it will take 240 seconds. This is the default timer, default value, okay. Update timer will take 30 seconds, invalid timer will take 180 seconds, hold down timer will take 180 seconds, and flush timer will take 240 seconds. These are the default value of the default time of the update, invalid, hold down, and flush timer, okay. And let's talk a little bit more in detail about update timer. UPA update timer. Okay. And what is the default? As you know, default value of the update timer is 30 seconds and default timing. Okay. DEFA. As you know, default timing for the routing information protocol begin exchange by the router operating a RIP in 30 seconds. Using update timer, the router exchanges their routing table periodically. Okay, this 30 seconds will take uh, to to exchange the routing information to the neighbor router. Okay, and I will write the theory about it. Uh, Default timing, DIMI timing for routing my acquire information and EIN sent by routers who operating RIP operating RIP protocol person RIP routing information protocol is 30 seconds. Okay, 30 seconds. Okay. 30 seconds 30 seconds is the time used by the update timer to exchange the information, okay, routing information, and the and using uh, using update timer using update timer the router will exchange their the routing table PREDIO periodically. Okay, they use uh, periodically. This update timer is used to extend the routing table periodically. Okay, periodically. And what the next timer is invalid timer. What is invalid timer? And yeah, right. Timer. What is the value of invalid timer? It is 180 second. Okay, then it is very important in the exam. Okay, guys, you need to memorize this. Other if you do the lot of practice, you can easily memorize that. It's not a big thing. Okay. And what is invalid timer? Invalid timer. If there is no updates come until 180 second, then the destination of the router is considered as invalid. In this scenario, the destination router mark the hook count is 16 for that router. That means, yes, we know that the hook count of the RIP is 15. So if it counter the invalid timer, that it will wait until 180 second, and if it did not receive any kind of message, then it will consider that the hook count is in 16. So that the router is not in the network. Okay, then the destination router consider is as invalid. Okay, not network or it is invalid. Okay, let's write the theory. If okay, control I system. If no update it comes until 180 seconds, 1 second, then then the destination router consider it as VLID invalid. Okay, and this means is that in this scenario, uh, scenario in this scenario, the destination the destination router mark UNT count is 16 for that. Okay, it will wait up to 180 seconds. Okay, if invalid timer only arises after waiting 180 seconds, then the destination router is considered as invalid. What happened in this condition is that the destination's router markup count is 16 for that particular router. Okay, so you know that the web count of the RIP routing user protocol is 15 only. And what is the next timer? It is hold down timer, and hold down timer default value is 180. Hold down timer. What is hold down timer? Okay, uh, time for this that the router wait for neighbor router to respond. That means we will have to hold for the particular time. The particular time is 180 seconds. It will wait for the particular it will wait for the 180 second to response to get the response from the neighbor router. Okay, if the router is not able to respond within the given time, then it will declare as dead. That means this is not a router belongs to the network. Okay, it is the router which is not in the network. You are trying to ping the network which is not in the network, so it will be like dead end. As you know that dead end, you do not have the way to reach the destination. Okay, let's take a scenario. Just like if I have a path sequentially connected to the A, B, C and D. Okay, and the path between C and D is broken, then what will cause if we travel from A to B and B to C and there is a dead end, there is no any way to go to destination D, so that will be the dead end. Okay, that will declare as dead. We do not have the further way to go. That means we did not reach the destinations. That will be the dead end. We will travel from A to B, B to C, and we will be wait for 180 seconds to response to give the response by the D router. The D router did not give the response in the given time, and the given time is 180. Then it will consider as dead. That means we do not have further way to go from it. Okay, so that this is the time for is the router waits for each neighbor router response. Okay, if the router not able to response is not able to respond within a given time, then it is declared as dead. That means it is not alive in the network. It is not in the network. Okay, NEIGS BOUR neighbor. NEIGH BOUR. And as you know that what is the default hold what is the default value of hold down timer is 180 seconds. Okay, the time for which the router wait for the neighbor router to respond. Okay, if it doesn't respond within the given time means within a given time means 180 seconds, then it is declared as dead. And what is the next timer? Next timer is the flush timer. FLUSH TI and a timer. What is flush timer? The flush timer is the timer after which the entry of the router will be flushed. If it does not respond within the flush time, The timer starts after the route has been declared invalid and after 60 seconds. The timer just like, as we know that default default value of the flush timer is 240, and this flush timer will arise in the condition is that after getting the invalid timer. Okay, what is the invalid timer? Invalid timer means if there is no update comes until 180 seconds, the destination router is considered as invalid, or the destination router mark will count as 16 for that router, and after that we will add plus 15 seconds plus 60 second, and that time after adding 180 plus 60 it will be 240 second, and that will be the flush timer. Okay, and the SS plus TI and the timer, and by default value of the flush timer uh, is 60 second by 60 second by default. Don't get confused, guys. And 240 and the 60, I will explaining you why why flush timer value is 240. Okay, don't worry. And this flush timer is the timer. Flush time is the time after after which the and our entry uh, entry or entry of the route will be the value assets as it is flushed if it doesn't if it doesn't respond with within the flush time. Okay, and the default flush time is 60 second. 60 second. Okay, uh, the time after which the entry of the route will be flushed. Okay, 60 is the default time to be flushed if it doesn't respond. Okay, and this timer and this timer starts after the route has been declared, and TCLEAR is declared. TCLEAR declared invalid. Okay, I am invalid and after and after 60 seconds. What does it mean? It means that I dot e. It means that time will. It means that time will be 180 seconds. Is that 180 second is the invalid time. Okay, invalid timer is 180 seconds, and the default value of the flush timer is 60 second. 60 second, and it will be the 240 second. So that's why the flush timer at the total value is the 240 seconds. Okay, this is the different kind of timer that is in REAP version version 1, version 2. Okay, there are 4 kind of timer in REAP. They are update timer, invalid timer, hold down timer, and flush timer. As we know that what is update timer? Update timer is a default timer for the routing information being exchanged by the router operating REAP in 30 seconds. That means using update timer, the router will exchange the routing table periodically. And invalid timer, if no updates come until 180 seconds, then the destination router consider it as invalid. In this scenario, the destination router mark count is 16. Okay, for that router. And in hold down timer, and this is the timer for which the router waits for the neighbor router to respond. If router is not able to respond within the given time is 60 seconds, then it is declared as the dead. And what about the flush timer? And flush timer, as you know that the flush timer by default value is 60 seconds, and this is the time after which the entry of the router will be flushed if it doesn't respond within the flush time. That means the timer starts after the router has been declared as invalid, and after 60 seconds. Okay, it will be declared as invalid. Then after 60 seconds, it will, and the total time and the flush timer will be 180 seconds for the invalid, and 60 seconds for the default value of flush timer, and total timer of the flush timer will be 240 seconds. And this is the last slide of this video, and the difference between the RIP routing information protocol version 1 and the routing information protocol version 2. What is the difference between RIP version 1 and version 2? As we already know that some of the differences between the RIP protocol version 1, version 2 and RIP version 3, you can compare between this. Don't worry about this PPT. I will provide this PPT in my page and the Facebook group that called Network Exploit. You can search it and you can like and join it, and I will be uploading this file, so you will get both video and the file, so it will be easy to prepare for you for the exam. Okay, don't worry about it. And RIP version 1. RIP version 1 support classful network only. It support classful network only. It is only supported by the classful network. And RIP version 2 CPURT support both CLA classful and classless network. Okay? It is supported by RIP version 2 is supported by the both classful and classless network. As in RIP version 1, it is only supported by the classful network. Okay? And RIP version 1 uses the broadcast to update the routing table, and the broadcast will be and it uses broadcast and update to update the routing table, and the broadcast will be on 255.255.255 IP, and it uses RIP protocol routing information protocol version 2 RIP. It uses multicast ULTICS cast rather than broadcast, and the multicast will be on ULTICS cast will be on 244.0.0.9. Okay, multicast will be on 244.0.0.9. 0.9. Okay, and the next difference of routing protocol version 1 is, and it doesn't send subnet max information here along with update. Okay, and in RIP protocol version 1, RIP routing protocol version 1, it doesn't send subnet max information along with routing updates, but in RIP version 2 it sent it sent subnet marks. It sends subnet marks information along with routing of this. Is send the routing information protocol version 2. RIP version 2 will send the subnet mask information along with routing updates. And RIP protocol version 1 does not support VLSM and discontinuous network. Okay, it doesn't receive security post. It doesn't support DLSM and SCON, TI and CON and TI and ION discontinuous network networks. This CON, TI and IOS. It doesn't support VLSM and discontinuous network. It means RIP routing information protocol 1 does not support VLSM and discontinuous network. As in RIP routing information protocol version 2, it support VLSM and discontinuous routing information. And what is the next difference between is it doesn't support for authentications. Means RIP version 1 doesn't support for ATSE and TSE authentications. Okay, it does not support authentication RIP protocol version 1, but in RIP protocol version 2 it support SU, TQRT support AU, TSE and TIC authentications. Okay, it support RIP protocol version 2 will support authentications, and RIP protocol version 1 is less secure. It is secure. Okay, why it is less secure? Because it does not support any kind of authentications. But in RIP protocol routing information protocol version 2, RIP version 2, it is more secure in the comparison of RIP version 1. It is more secure. Okay, RIP protocol version 2 is more secure, and it does not support manual route summarization. Okay, RIP version 1, it doesn't support a manual ROE route. Okay, it doesn't support the manual route. It's a summarization. Okay, and the protocol version 2 will support manual route summarizations. Okay, it support the manual route summarizations. Okay. And here what about this is it support VLSM and SCON, TI and IOS. It's continuous networks and TWO RQS networks. Okay, and that again I will summarize the difference between RIP version 1 and version 2, which stands for routing information protocol version 1 and routing information protocol version 2. In RIP version 1, RIP protocol version 1 is support classful network, but in RIP version 2 it supports both classless and classful network. And RIP protocol version 1 it uses broadcast to update the routing information, and the broadcast address will be 255.255.255.255, and the RIP protocol version 2, it uses multicast rather than broadcast to update the routing table. Broadcast to update the routing table, and the multicast address will be 244.0.0.9. And RIP version 1, it doesn't send the subnet mask information along with routing updates, but in RIP version 2, it sends the subnet mask information along with the routing update. In RIP version 1, it doesn't support VLSM and discontinuous networks, but in RIP version 2, it supports VLSM and discontinuous network. In RIP version 1, it doesn't support authentications, as in RIP version 2, it supports authentications. RIP version 1 is less secure in the comparison of RIP version 2, and the RIP version 2 is more secure in the comparison of RIP version 1. And RIP version 1 doesn't support manual route summarization, but in RIP version 2, it supports manual route summarizations. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and this is the last slide of this video. Hope you guys found fruitful informations and some new information. I have something you have chance to learn something new. So guys, that's for today's video. I'll be seeing you guys in next video. So guys, have a good time, enjoy.